You're listening to Beyond the Fourth Wall, an audio look at the visual arts in Denton, Texas, the home of happiness. Beyond the Fourth Wall streams live almost every week, high atop the historic Campus Theater in beautiful downtown Denton. I'm your host, Damon Wadico, and here next to me is the best-dressed man in Denton, Mike Barrow.
Thank you, Damon. It's great to be here after our turkey break.
We did have a little break, and I just wanted to say I like the spats. The monocle's a nice touch. It's like doing a show with Mr. Peanut.
I feel like Mr. Peanut tonight.
But speaking of the holiday, how was yours?
It was wonderful. It was wonderful. I had my whole family here.
Let me guess, you had turkey.
We did. We had lots and lots of turkey. In fact, we're still having turkey.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yep, had a turkey sandwich just this afternoon.
So, do you participate in the cooking?
I used to.
Yeah.
I did every year until this year.
Yeah.
And this year, we actually bought a pre-smoked turkey.
Oh, no. Don't say it's so.
Only because my nephew was smoking turkeys. He smoked 38 turkeys for Thanksgiving Day. And I want to tell you something. It was the best turkey we've ever had. It was so good.
Wow.
Almost dropped one of those words there. It
is
really
a family show.
It was tremendous turkey.
Wow. Well, I got to tell you, I made my own turkey this year, the first one I've ever made, and it came out perfectly. Delicious.
Did you roast it? Did you use a roaster or did you use the oven?
I used the oven.
Ooh, that's impressive.
I like to do it nice and slow, and I got the skin nice and crispy on the outside without being burnt and moist and juicy, and I used a rub, and I've never used a rub before, of olive oil and a special rub from Queenie's, which I got for free at Beaujolais. How's that for a segue?
That's great. I love that.
Well, that was a professional segue, wasn't it?
That is wonderful. I wish I'd have had some of Sweetwater's pate to rub on my turkey. Oh, another plug there.
I've got to tell you, Beaujolais, we haven't, it's already come and gone since the last time we talked. Another great year. Was it a success?
Absolutely. It was a success, and we hit all the numbers that we hoped we would hit. Had exactly the amount of people that we planned on being at Beaujolais. We had over 500 people this year, and it was just, I think you would agree with me.
6 chairs.
6 extra chairs.
I did not find the one with my name on it that you promised me.
You got to know, every year, Damon walks into this beautiful party. It's laid out to perfection, and he turns to me every year and says, "There's not enough chairs."
Well, that's because these people save. We have got to instill a new rule: no more saving chairs. If you get up, you've lost it.
It's like the rush on stores on Black Friday. It's Beaujolais Thursday, and you got to get up to the front of the line to get in and get your chair.
Well, chair shortage notwithstanding.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
It was a great party.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I know the answer to this question, ladies and gentlemen.
I hope I do.
If next year, since we can't really fit any more seating in the Civic Center, what if we charged a premium for seats?
Do I have to pay?
Yes, absolutely.
I have to pay for the premium seating?
If you want to get a chair, you have to pay for the premium seat.
Can I just bring my own chair?
No, that would cost double.
Well, anyway, seating notwithstanding, it was a great party. Lots of restaurants. Everybody had a good time. Except I didn't win a door prize.
Everybody can't win. But
I never get to win.
A lot of people did, and
They did.
And again, great door prizes this year.
There were TVs, gift baskets,
iPads, Kindles.
Yeah, definitely the best. The prizes get better every year. I mean,
they
just
do.
up the ante all the time. So Beaujolais is come and gone for this year, but we still have a lot of things coming up. It is the busy time at the theater, and I want to talk about coming up this weekend, of course, is the Point Bank Black Box Kids Christmas, which is the big family thing. It's a show. There's Santa Claus.
It's an extravaganza.
It is.
It really is.
It's like
you should, and even I hope you're going to the show. But even if you're not going to the show, you should drive by the Black Box Theater, the Point Bank Black Box Theater, after dark, and look on the side of the Black Box Theater where the Firefighters Museum is. The firefighters were nice enough to give us about half of their front lawn, and with the help of a wonderful design by Philip Lamb, of course, as always, professional construction by Mike Strecker.
Yep.
And help from Johnny Williams and some wonderful community service workers. We have a great Santa Claus house set up.
Yeah.
We have some great lights for the kids to see there. It's really a fun scene to see. It's
going to be a Christmas extravaganza.
It is. We're gonna have Santa Claus there for all four performances. So Thursday night, Friday night,
and reindeers and elves.
Absolutely. Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon, and you do not have to have a ticket to go to the show to go see Santa Claus, because we just figured you don't have to pay to go see Santa Claus, right?
Of course not.
Never.
Of course not.
So Santa Claus, as always, will be there for free. So anybody's welcome to come sit on Santa Claus's knee and put that special wish in for this Christmas. And then that's going to be followed by some wonderful caroling from our kids and the group, our audience, and then a very special performance of The Littlest Angel.
Oh,
and that's directed by Mildred Pivoteau and Karen Gossett.
Very good, very good. So it sounds like Christmas fun for the entire family. And then we will have, after that, that is at the Point Bank Black Box, and then we have a Christmas show going here at the campus.
Opening on Friday the 13th,
yes,
which everybody knows in December is a lucky, lucky day.
And that's Miracle on 34th Street, and that is another show, great for the whole family. It's got Santa Claus, it's got department stores, snow, I'm sure amazing special effects. It's going to be an extravaganza.
Every Christmas wish you could have for a theater event.
And then, of course, we have our just regular ongoing outreach programs, which is the second Saturday seminar, which will be December 14th at 1 p.m. here at the Campus Theater, and that is going to be a volunteer orientation. So if anybody is interested in becoming a part of our theater family, they should go to that and find out how to become a DCT volunteer.
Yeah, and especially, you people out there that are listening that are a lot of you are DCT people, so you know about volunteering here at DCT. Tell your friends to come to that second Saturday seminar, because it really is a great place to come find out what volunteering at the Campus Theater is all about.
And then the other outreach thing is Play Readers of Denton, or PROD as I like to call them. We'll be reading Method and Madness entries, and Method and Madness is our playwriting contest. You can't enter, it's been closed for entries, but they will be reading those plays. So anybody that wants to come out and read a play, that's Tuesday, and it's every Tuesday at 7 p.m., and the next one is December 10th. So,
and by the way, just worth mentioning here, we ended up this year with 32 entries for the Method and Madness playwriting competition.
Wow.
Several of those are from Denton. They're local playwrights. So we're really proud of that fact. And the other thing that we're very, very proud of is one of our scripts came from Canada. So we are officially an international playwriting festival now.
Very good, very good. Was it written in English?
Yes, it was. Yeah, we.
And we have, and if that wasn't enough, we have a guest tonight.
We have a wonderful guest tonight.
And we were talking about Miracle on 34th Street, and we have one of the directors of that show here tonight, and her name is Marygail Lakner. Hello.
Hello.
How are you this evening?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm doing all right for now, but it's getting colder.
I'm from New York, so I like that.
I'm from Pittsburgh, and I live here because I like it, but only for a little while. I like a white Christmas, then it can go away. But so you are one of the directors, as I said, of Miracle on 34th Street. Tell us a little bit about the show.
Well, the show is the classic story come up by Valentine Davis, and it's about whether or not people actually believe in Santa Claus. It's about an old gentleman who says he is Santa Claus, and people don't quite believe in him. Things happen, and then there's suddenly a court case, and this judge is saddled with deciding if Santa Claus exists, which is quite a challenging position to be in.
I would think so. That was a very nice synopsis with no spoilers. So this is a good family show.
It is. It's a great family show. We have several kids in the show. They're doing fabulously.
And I think a lot of people are familiar with the famous film, which I believe is Natalie Wood's first role. She's a little girl in the movie. Have you seen the movie?
I have. I've seen both versions from the 40s and from the 90s.
I didn't know there was a version in the 90s.
It's different.
Okay. Do the films pretty much follow the play, or do they differ in...
The 90s one differs.
Differs, okay.
So where it's good, it's not the same.
Right.
I do prefer the one from the 40s.
And it's pretty true to the play.
It is.
Okay. Now, I know that you were assistant director for Pygmalion
Yes.
here at Denton Community Theater, but I don't know that much about you. Have you acted? Do you act? Is that something that you're interested in?
I do. It's been a little while. I think the last thing I was involved in on stage was Texas Women's University's The Robber Bridegroom.
Okay.
So that was about not quite 2 years ago. I was also involved in Lakeside Community Theater's Evil Dead the musical, so that's a little bit different.
Oh, I'll bet that's a fun show.
Yes.
I'd like to see that. So this is your first outing as director, and I got to ask you, how's it going?
It's going very well. I'm working with John Everts, who is the other co-director, and he has been such a guidance for my first full play directing project. He has been so helpful. He's always there to answer questions and to keep me calm. Things are normal. And so he's doing a great job. I have had a great time working with him.
He's very good.
He is.
And a very good actor here. Would like to interview him, so if you would, put a little bug in his ear and see if he'd be willing to be on our show.
I can certainly do that for you.
That'd be great. So you, what specific, the show, is there any specific challenges, anything that makes this show maybe harder than other shows, or?
Well, I think it's one of the challenges that the 90s version of the film had, is making it more applicable to audiences today. It's very easy for people to think that nice, naive viewpoint of, oh, Santa Claus, oh, good things in the world that's past. And people need to deal with the reality, the harsh realities of the world, and that's even discussed in the show.
Right.
And so I think the biggest challenge has been making it applicable to today's audience.
Are you using like a 40s setting, or are you doing an updated kind of setting, or is it?
We're trying to keep the time a little bit indistinct.
Sort of anachronistic.
Yes.
I like to use that word, so.
It's a nice word for you.
I hardly get a chance to say it. So let's see. How did you first start with Denton Community Theater, and when?
I actually started back in, 2002 or so, with the Pied Piper's production of The Hobbit.
Oh, wow.
Back when I was a child, with David
Wait,
Wallace.
what was that date?
2002.
Back when she was a child. She's one of our next generation DCTers.
But that was directed by David Wallace and Victoria Irvine, and I actually credit them with being involved in the theater for me. They're the ones that got me into it.
Did you play a hobbit?
No, I played Dwalin.
Okay. I don't know Dwalin.
One of my favorite characters.
Dwalin is the dwarf in the movies that's really tough.
I have not seen The Hobbit. I kind of got my fill after Lord of the Rings.
Oh, see The Hobbit. You should see
It's
The Hobbit.
very good.
Totally different. Totally different.
Okay. So, and just in theater in general, was that when you first got interested, and was it something that really stuck, or did you have an interest before that? I mean,
I enjoyed musicals, but I hadn't really gotten involved until then. Once I got involved, that's when the bug really bit me, and I've been involved ever since.
Obviously in college.
Yes, that's what I got my degree in.
Okay, okay. So are you hoping for a professional career in theater, or what's the plan?
I think I hope for that the way everybody does, but I absolutely adore community theater. I think that it's a lot of good for people who might not necessarily want to get into it professionally.
Right.
But I think that the theater and the community theater particularly have really served me and helped me grow as a person, not just as an actor. So I really am dedicated to community theater, not just professional.
Speaking of, you were talking about our second Saturday seminar coming up on how to volunteer, how to.
Right.
Marygail is kind of that all-around community theater person because, she started here acting. She's also was one of our great summer interns from TWU. When she was when she was here, we probably way overworked her. I don't think there was any part of the theater that Marygail did not work in.
I loved every moment
during
of
that
it.
summer, and she was really great. She's been a board member for us here on our production board, and now a director. And so I think
house managers.
and she's one of our house managers. So I think that's a really cool story behind your directing this show, Marygail, is that you have become such a big part of this theater, and we appreciate it very much.
It's really wonderful that I'm viewed that way because I love this theater. It's been such a big part of my life, and I don't know. I don't know where I would be without it.
Me neither.
Me neither. Probably in a gutter somewhere. Right?
Exactly.
So, Miracle on 34th Street, would you describe that as a drama with comic elements, or is it a comedy with dramatic elements?
I'd say it's a comedy with dramatic elements.
And the reason I ask that, I'm wondering, some people very much have a preference, and I was wondering if you do between musicals, comedy, or drama.
No, I have some of my favorites are all over the board. They touch on all different kinds of topics, comedies, dramas, musicals, poetry. Okay. So
you like it all?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like to have a broad perspective.
And I'm guessing you probably enjoy or feel more artistically fulfilled by directing, more so than acting, just because you haven't been on stage in a little while.
Well, not entirely by choice.
Oh, okay.
I've been moving and trying to plan a wedding, but
I was going to get to that. I was going to ask you about any upcoming projects.
Well,
you're engaged.
Yes, I am, to another actor here in
Yes.
Denton, John Bryant, and I have two fabulous in-laws who also work here, Johnny and Amber Bryant.
I'm very familiar with them.
Two amazing people. I'm so glad that I don't follow that typical hate your in-laws thing. I love my in-laws. They're fabulous people.
Well, your boyfriend was just in Urinetown.
He was. He played Caldwell B. Cladwell.
Now, is he involved in this show at all?
He is. He's assistant directing.
Okay. Wow. So that's good. You'll be keeping that in the family.
Yes.
I mean, his family, we know, is very theatrical. What about yours? Do you come from, was your family and, parents or?
Well, my mother
Audiences?
she was a photographer in the Navy. She's actually in Miracle on 34th Street. I've been trying to convince her to come out and audition for shows for
Wait a minute,
years.
what did you say? She's what?
She was a photographer with
Right.
the Navy.
But what about Miracle on 34th Street?
My mother is in it.
She's in this version.
I've been trying to convince her to do a show here for years, and
Yeah.
I think that I just finally broke her down on this because she loves Miracle on 34th Street, the story as well.
That's great.
And so she's involved, but she's one of those people that could probably wake up and say, I can play the violin and be amazing at it immediately. She was that way with painting, photography. She's got an amazing voice, so she's just one of those people that blows my mind.
All right. So, and by the way, when's the wedding?
Not until 2015.
Oh, 2015.
Yes.
So we're not rushing this.
No, thankfully. We've been engaged for over a year now,
Okay.
but we're taking our time with it.
Have you chosen a venue for the wedding yet?
We have chosen a venue, and I'm very happy to say that it is here at the Historic Campus Theater.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yes. It's a meaningful place for both of us.
So you're going to say your vows up on stage?
We are.
Oh, good. That'll be very interesting. But we've had a couple weddings here
we
before,
have.
so yeah, I like that. If I was ever to get married, I would get married here.
Any plans for that, Damon?
Not immediately.
You know, Christmas is right around the corner.
Yes, I know. And it's a very busy time. No time for anything else.
I tried, Julie.
I love you, sweetie. But okay, other than the wedding, do you have any upcoming projects on the works for theater or anything else for that matter?
Well, I'm hoping to see what I can do to help out with Who's in Bed with the Butler. Mm-hmm. That's another upcoming show
Right.
that John is also involved in. And honestly, I've been working.
And what will you be doing with that?
Haven't quite decided yet.
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
going to volunteer my time, see where they
Sure.
need me.
And they always do.
But I'm actually an alumni advisor for Alpha Psi Omega, the co-ed theater fraternity with Texas Women's University, which was recently restarted, our chapter, by Jonathan Charles and Morgan Gatson. So we've got a lot of projects going there. Since we're just getting it started, it's a little bit quieter. We're getting things going, but we got some toys together for one of the Adopt-A-Family projects, and we've been doing some fundraising and some community outreach.
I remember you telling me once that you had some interest in writing. I was just wondering if you have a blog to plug, or because you had mentioned you were going to maybe start up a blog. I don't know if that ever happened.
I
or-
would love to start up one. I actually did start one right toward the end of my college career, which is a terrible time to start one because
Or anything.
Exactly. So I kind of let it fall off, but the project for that is to just talk about interview people, just talk about people. The one article I did was on someone that I've worked with at TWU. His name is Shane Strawbridge. He's done a lot of stuff in the community or in the area. He's actually in A Tuna Christmas over in Arlington right now. And I get to go see that this weekend, so I'm really excited. But that's the only piece that I actually wound up doing. So it's a project that's rattling around in my skull, but we'll see how long it takes to actually get it to fruition.
Well, very good, and good luck with that.
Thank you.
So you're having a good time directing this show.
Yes.
And next time, I assume you'll be probably flying it solo without a co-director. Probably. I mean, is there like a dream project? I ask this of everybody, directors especially. Is there a dream project that you just are burning to direct someday? Or act in, perhaps?
The dream project that I have at this moment is actually to bring a book of poems that helped me learn to read as a child to the stage. It's called The Dragons Are Singing Tonight by Jack Prelutsky. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. But I would love to bring that on stage because it's got a lot of wonderful visuals, that in my head anyway. There are a lot of wonderful visuals, and it helps really strengthen a child's vocabulary. So it's more of a movement piece, poetry recitation about, again, believing in things that you can't necessarily see and remembering how to have that magic and that innocence that you had as a child.
Well, wow. I hope you get a chance to do that one day. It sounds interesting.
Sounds like an interesting black box project, maybe.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Well, Marygail, thank you so much for being here, taking a little time out of your busy schedule. I believe are you rehearsing tonight?
Yes.
Yeah, so you probably want to get back to that. Tell John thank you for letting you take a little time with us.
Absolutely.
And tell him we want him as a guest.
I
and that way
will.
we can promote the show again, perhaps next week.
All right. Well, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. Thank DentonRadio.com for supporting the show and bringing it to you. DentonRadio.com, we support local. Our email address is fourthwallradio@hotmail.com. Please write to us about any guests. If you have any projects you want to be a guest, we want this to be an open forum for everyone. And you can catch the show, of course, on DentonRadio.com. And the podcast is also available on iTunes. Thanks to Jake Laughlin and our sound engineer and the boss over at DentonRadio.com. And good night, folks. Say good night, Mike.
Good night, Mike. Hey, come see the kids and come see Miracle on 13th.
Yes.
34th Street.
34th Street.
On the 13th.
Yes. Bye-bye. Merry Christmas. But
Happy holidays.
yes.